Hi, we're going to take a quick look at how to capture health insurance cards, pull off all of that key information, the name, the provider, group numbers, RxBIN numbers, and we're going to do that in 3 steps. We're going to look at capturing it using Lens. That's to give you the best possible image. So rather than putting it on your flatbed scanner or asking your user to find the picture that they've taken from their photo library, we'll give you a really good SDK to be able to capture that image up front. We'll talk about then visualizing that and looking at how that JSON structure comes back from the API on the back end. We'll use Hub to do that. We'll talk a little bit about possible enrichments or areas that we can do some extra processing on that data. But let's start on the front end. I need to scan an insurance card. This could be something like grab the front, grab the back, but we've got a simple demo app. If you go to the Apple Store or Google Play, you'll be able to find the Veryfi Lens demo. I'm either going to be using any documents or I can go down to the insurance cards. So insurance cards, right, pops me right in. It assumes I'm grabbing an insurance card, so I can just simply go in, grab that. I can either do it landscape or panoramic. It could prompt the user to flip the card over and get the backside if you want front and back side of the image. This one actually only has data on the front, so we'll submit that across. Behind the scenes, we're actually calling one of our AnyDocs blueprints. So just to show you how that looks, under AnyDocs, we can do a lot of different document types. So when you're building your application, you'll want to be able to pass in, I'm doing an insurance card, but we'll go ahead and do this. So you can see I've got a lot of different blueprints that I can choose from. In this case, I'm doing a health insurance card. I'll grab it landscape this time. You'll notice I've got my cord getting in the way. So again, very good at being able to indicate to the user that it's got an object, does all the cropping and deskewing there, submit that off to the engine on the back end. So a couple of things that Lens does specifically. So you can see here's all of that extracted data in the JSON format. There's a lot of settings in there. You can change the messages, the colors, the way it behaves. So as a developer, you've got a lot of control over that usability. A good example of this is, the credit card where you're actually putting up a fixed box. So I put something behind there, and as soon as I get that information, there's a nice little animation there saying flip the card over. So as I was saying, on an insurance card, if you do want to get the front and back, we could enable something along these lines to be able to talk about doing, giving them instructions, walking them through that process. Long receipts, same thing. We've got a nice animation in there, walking the user through what they need to do as a next step. We can build those in as well for the insurance cards. Want to be able to do drag and drop. So again, just like using Lens to be able to capture data, one of the things I can do is just drag and drop any of the image files. I can come in and then tell it that I want to process that as a health insurance card. And so you see this is now going to turn back, and there's my card already with all that data extracted and pulled out for me. Okay, now that we've captured those health insurance cards, we want to take a look at how to visualize the results and look at the JSON that was returned from the OCR API. I'm here at app.veryfi.com. At our dashboard, what we want to be looking at is under our Any Documents. And specifically, I'm going to go through and filter out and look at just our health insurance cards. So here's the 2 cards that we just processed. So in this case, I can then see the image that was taken. And here is the JSON. Lets us go through and look at how many pages are in there. So if there's a front and back, we'll get that as 2 different pages. We know what sort of OCR quality that we got out of that to be able to turn that image into a text stream, and our internal ID, created date, all this information. And then what you're looking for is all of that information that we're pulling out. So the BIN number, dependent names, effective date, group number, insurance company, right? These are all of the key value pairs. If there's something that you need that's not part of this, it's very easy for us to add that in. So feel free to reach out to us and let us know. But here you can see all of that extraction. Let's do that for the other card. This was the Kaiser card. And the Fields button makes us a little bit more readable as a human. So rather than trying to parse down in the JSON, I can come here. Now I can see all of the data that it's pulled out for me from that card. So very accurate, very easy for us to be able to update that if needed, to pull all of that discrete information out of the system. And the final step can set a series of data transformations under business rules. And business rules allow us to go through and create if then else type of information. So in this case, if there's missing data, so if the provider name isn't captured and it is null, we want to flag an alert. So that's the sort of thing where I can go through and do a manual creation of a rule specifically for our health insurance card. And in this case, this is going to be warnings, and I want to now use a field. So in this case, if the group number is empty, then I want to create now a warning in here. So there's an action that I'm going to update our tags to say that this has, a review needed. So in this case, I want to do a manual review on this. And if any of those conditions are missing, blank, now I can go ahead and add that rule in. So we can tier these together to double check that you've got everything you needed or it's in a format that you need. We can also update fields to correct things as needed by rule or by regex. So we have a lot of flexibility in there to enhance that data after the core extraction has been done. So there you go. Those are the 3 parts of being able to do health insurance cards: capture, extract, and enrich. Thank you very much.